I speak Turkish, Dutch, and English.
I speak English and Dutch.
I speak German, Luxembourgish, French, Portuguese, and English.
I speak Luxembourgish, French, German, and English.
That's Bemba and Nyanja, which is Zambia's local languages. Then I speak English, of course. I speak Chinese fluently, and I speak basic French.
My mother tongue is definitely Portuguese, since that's the language that I speak at home. Considering outside of the home, the first language that I encountered was Luxembourgish. That's also the language I speak with my sister mostly. Also has like a little bit of a secret language, so my parents don't understand. After that, German and French was taught in middle school / high school, and then English came about at the end of high school. Spanish is just something that comes natural to me, since I speak Portuguese and also other Latin languages such as French, and also by the media and everything that I watch is quite Latino, so.
I feel like I'm most communicative in English. It's like the easiest for me to express myself, obviously being the first language. Dutch has always been a bit of a weird one for me because I only moved here close to 19 years old. So that's really when I started speaking it on a day-to-day. So it's definitely much less comfortable. But in a lot of situations, I'm pretty comfortable with both, at least in family situations, yeah.
I think it is very, very important because if you are living, or at least if you perceive yourself as a global citizen, or like the world is one place, and the boundaries that have been set are mere imaginary boundaries, then your ability to move around means that you should be able to connect with people in different places. So I think it's very, very important to be multilingual.
Like being from Luxembourg, I think you get labeled as like privileged, and I'm not talking about any other way than just language acquisition. Like, we don't get the credit that we deserve, I feel like sometimes, because they think that we get used to just all the languages around, that it's so easy. But nevertheless, there are 5 full different languages. Like, give me the respect I deserve. But then also on the other side, I do think that people do appreciate quite a lot.
So I think Amsterdam being fairly international allows you to meet other people who are exactly or even more than you in terms of speaking different languages. So Amsterdam just makes you feel great, makes you feel okay to be able to speak different languages and to be able to understand different people.
Probably people see me as a foreigner because I don't speak Dutch. Just understandable. Do they treat me any differently? Not really. If they speak English, we don't have any problems.
I'm quite happy, but I still think that a few languages are quite limited. Like I said, a few languages are very like school limited. So when it comes to vocabulary, when it comes to the way I speak very proper book French. I speak very proper book German. I don't speak the street one. So I feel like it's easy to imposter me out in that sense, that I'm not a native in both of or any of those languages. I'm still quite happy that I know grammar in all of it, so I know that I speak correct. But I do think I lack a bit this like cultural, this cultural
like
street, exactly, this more organic way of speaking, for sure.
Extremely happy. I mean, I'm excited to land into Shanghai today and just know that I know everything, especially because I can communicate it directly in Chinese. I'm excited to be able to travel to many English-speaking countries and know that I will not have a challenge. Then I'm also very excited to continuously explore French, for example, and just take part in fun stories or conversations with people who are connected to the French language as well.
I think I would, specifically with German and Dutch, I would love to know more because though they're really close to English, they're just like another thing. For like, since I can't really, I can understand German, I can't really speak it. Their family members are inaccessible to me. So like my cousins, little children who know Turkish but refuse to speak Turkish and only speak, German to me. When I can't speak to them in German, I do feel kind of less. So I would love to expand on that, as well as I kind of said, I would love to know more Dutch, where I can actually not only like use it for, you know, when I'm at the supermarket, but also make conversation with it.
I usually get affected by groups of people, as I explained. When there are many people that speak that language, I also want to learn more about it. I don't get affected that much about books and stuff. I usually get affected more about TV shows or series, more like the media side.
I feel like we should try to limit or try to limit judgment as much as possible to just make people comfortable, and also trying, like, mistakes is actually how you get to speaking, and that I refer mostly with Dutch and Spanish. I wish people would make me feel a bit more comfortable so I can just experiment and just try, you know.
If you want to like learn a language, you have like apps, you have films, you have everything. You like, if you want to do something and like learn it, it's easy to do.
Well, with English, I used to read different books, especially for poetry. I find English literature very romantic. For other language, I trust in the music, so it helps a lot. German, for example, for me was very difficult to learn the language because it's a totally different structure. And with the music, it helps a lot.
Mijn naam is Paul Blokhuis. Ik ben 25 jaar oud. Ik ben in Zambia opgegroeid. En ik woon in Nederland sinds pas 19 jaar oud. Ja, hobby's zijn meestal lezen, koken. Ik zit vaak in de sportschool, dus ik hou echt van de sport altijd. Dus.
Meu nome é Hugo, eu tenho 21 anos e eu moro aqui em Amsterdão já há quase 2 anos. Die zweite Sprache, die ich gelernt habe, war auch Litauisch. Und da ist die Sprache, die ich größtenteils mit meiner Schwester schwätzen. Darüber hinaus spreche ich auch Deutsch. Ich bin mit Deutsch aufgewachsen, wenn es um Fernsehen geht oder das Radio, größtenteils. Je parle aussi un peu de français. Pourtant, je crois que je perds un peu le vocabulaire. Je crois que ça, c'est le
plus grand problème.
Oui. The next one would be English. I feel like that's something I've been speaking quite a lot right now. I wasn't expecting to speak so many languages at the same time. Yo hablo también un poquito de español, pero yo tengo un poco de miedo de hablar español con mis amigos latinos, con mis amigos españoles, porque yo tengo sí, miedo de juzgamiento. Ik spreek ook een beetje Nederlands, maar ik moet I need to learn a bit more, practice a little more.
Ich spiele gerne Fußball, sind op der Uni zu Amsterdam und ich spiele noch gerne Play. Ja. En French, j'aime bien jouer au foot. Je suis à l'université à Amsterdam et j'aime bien jouer à la console. In German would be like ich spiele gerne Fußball. Ich bin auf der Uni in Amsterdam, Universität in Amsterdam und ich spiele gerne Konsole.
Ciao, ich bin Anastasia. Je suis italienne. I come from Naples and I live here in Netherlands from 7 years long. Ich liebe dich.
Saya suka membaca.
Merhaba, benim adım Zeynep. 21 yaşındayım. İstanbul, doğma büyüme İstanbulluyum.
I live in Amsterdam. Ich lebe zu Amsterdam. Ich lebe in Amsterdam. J'habite Amsterdam. Português. Eu moro em Amsterdão. Eu moro in Amsterdam. And then Dutch. Yeah, exactly. Ik live in Amsterdam.
Jikalamu Amsterdam. Ninkalamu Amsterdam. Daja hao wo ju zai Amsterdam.